Oh, good afternoon, everyone.
Hey,
Oh, it
everybody.
says going. It's still counting down. It's not showing us yet. It's counting down 2 minutes, so we're not actually live.
Okay, wait. Because, man, my phone was giving very much like, girl, echo tease.
Let me see. Oh, I lied. Oh, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, I totally lied.
Excuse the technical difficulties, you guys.
Sorry, you guys. Johnny is usually the one doing this, and there is a learning curve involved. How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Rain Outreach Podcast live stream, however you want to call it. My name is Patrice. I am the prevention case manager here at RAIN. On the outreach team, I talk about healthy sexual behavior, hand out Plan B, condoms, and I get people signed up for a fabulous free prep program. Right?
Hi, I'm Bryce. I'm the peer attention specialist at RAIN. I get positive people who've been out of care linked back to care, and I get people who are newly diagnosed into care within 2 to 3 weeks. I hope they're here for a year, and I help them navigate their patient care.
Sweet and Sean.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's your boy, Sean. Y'all already know I am the peer outreach specialist here with Rain and with Crew. I specialize in substance abuse as it deals with harm reduction. I pretty much am in the community advocating and educating about healthy, safe sex practices, and also helping people out that's dealing with substance use or substance abuse in that case. If you have any questions about that, again, after this whole thing is over with, y'all know where to find me.
All right. So, no, wait. Today, Bryce is going to be leading our discussion today. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think you guys are really going to enjoy yourselves. So, take it away.
Today, I want to talk about disclosure. And not just disclosure and having a chronic STI. I want to talk about disclosure and things that should be stated at the beginning of a new relationship, or things that you feel like should be held within yourself until the time is right. So I wanted to start off by talking about what are things that should be put on the table at first meeting. Patrice, what do you think should be put on the table when you first meet?
So I am from a older generation. So I feel like when you meet someone, it's very much, I just met you, let's talk and get to know each other. I know that today with all of the social media, you don't really get that chance to, meet someone fresh and new. So you tend to know a little bit more about them. So I feel like in your first week or two, it should be, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Just the basics, you know what I'm saying? Your representative. Everybody has a representative that they have that meets the person when they first meet somebody. And I think the first couple of weeks to a month, it should be your representative. Your representative is the person who is out here selling your dream. Rashawn?
So, okay, I'm gonna branch off that a little bit. I feel it's kind of the same way. In the beginning process, I guess when you're going into a situation with someone, for me, I like to go ahead and have understanding if we're talking, we're dating, if we're just gonna be having sex. Whatever the case may be, I need to know that up front so that I can know as far as what I need to be disclosing to you and what not to be telling you. Because I'm not going to give you my full lifelong story if we're not going to be pursuing or doing anything. It's very much, let's get in here and do the do, and you go your way, and I go my way.
So that was our first question, actually. When is the right time to discuss expectations in a relationship?
Oh, at the beginning,
Bryce?
As soon as you ask somebody, what are they looking for, what you are here for, they should know what they want. And I feel like if you kind of don't know what you're looking for, then maybe you shouldn't be putting yourself out there.
True.
Like specifically, but
if you're just dating, why do you have to be looking for something in particular?
Because
is that not the point of dating?
What if I'm not dating? What if I'm looking to just fuck? I'm gonna let you know off gate. I'm just
Yeah.
You get hit with that. Okay, what are you looking for? They'd be like, I don't know. Let's see where it goes. I'm not wasting my time. What do you want?
I think that's for people who are looking for more than something short and sweet.
Yeah.
If you ask, I'm not even getting ready to ask you if we're just hooking up. We're not discussing no expectations in a relationship because there are none.
There are none. There seriously.
There are none. There's no reason for us to have this conversation. You knew what it is when you walked your ass up in here. So enjoy
Yes, but
yourself.
when I'm experiencing people who want more, people who are looking for longevity of relationship, I'm seeing that we having these discussions over a dating app or over social media. And then when we finally meet each other, it's not really a date. It's like a meet and greet. You know what I mean? Because we already pretty much talked about everything
via
on
text.
the app. And now we're meeting each other actually in person. And it's like...
But is that not considered, is that not, even if you're talking to each other on social media and apps, is not still considered the first conversation or your opening conversation?
It's the first conversation, but it's...
I don't think being face-to-face is the same as it used to be because you get that face-to-face on social media.
See, but then that's why I'm like the person, I don't like to do that whole like phone thing. Like if we're gonna get to know each other, if we're getting to know each other, let's not do it via phone. You know what I mean? Because you can pretend to be somebody else that you're not. And I said this when I went on the news channel when they was talking about relationships. I was telling them how I felt about it because I feel like some people perpetrate and pretend to be someone else via text and phone, and then when you get in front of them, they boring as hell. Where's the person that you were describing that you was in this text message? You sounded like I wanted to really get up with you and really go. I thought this was gonna be a dream come true for me for a second, and I got with you and it was so opposite. You know what I mean? Okay. So like, I don't like that. Like, I'm not that type of person. I'm not like, that's not.
So what should we do if we meet up to a first date? What if I'm talking to you on a Monday with Shaw and I'm gonna go out with you on Friday? Do we talk to each other in between those days, or do we not talk to each other and we just meet each other on Friday?
So if we already have expectations to link up that Friday, for me in my head, I'm expecting to see you that Friday. So regardless of how much we talk or what kind of communication we have going on from that Monday to that Friday, as long as I'm hearing from you at least, you can text me one time out the day and let me know you're okay. As long as I know that you're in some type of form of communication with me and let me know that Friday is still on, then we good. Now, if I don't get any communication with you between Monday and Friday, hey, baby, on that Friday, see, I'm the person that's going to speak out. Hey, baby, what happened?
Oh, Lord. And what things should be disclosed on the first date? Should things like what do you do for a living, your living situation, are those things that should be disclosed on the first date, Patrice?
So when you say a date, you mean an actual date?
An actual date.
We're going to dinner. We're going to a movie. We're going to spend a couple hours together.
Yes.
So I may not be the right person to ask that. I hated dating. I hate it. I hate the bullshit conversation. I hate the awkwardness. I don't want to do any of that shit. Are we fucking or not?
I love dating. Going on a date is fun. You guys get to do something.
I want to go on a date with somebody I want to be around. I don't understand why. I don't want to get to know you. I can tell by the way you sit here and talk it. I don't want to know you. Why am I here? And that's fucking a dinner date through a fucking whole dinner in a restaurant in front of other people. That's bullshit.
And I've ran into situations where people they've been really reserved I've been on a date before and they were like really reserved. The conversation was very mediocre. Like it was just, what do you do?
It's bullshit.
What do you? And it's like boring to keep doing that over and over again. And you have to almost like remember what you told the first person because it's not a lie, but you want to remember the same time what you remember you told the first person. It's like, dang, like I just had this conversation like 3 months ago when I was talking to somebody else. Like now I'm doing it again. And I've also learned that telling people so much at one time can overbear.
Oh God, yes. Yeah.
Like
you gotta feed them slow.
Too much. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta feed them slow. Now we have had a couple of comments. You got some people, Linton and Regina both are very much Linton said first conversation, he wants to have that whole conversation and that there's nothing wrong with stating what you want from the beginning. Regina is very much a face-to-face kind of girl, but she said she used to text the guy every other day. Hey, Sharon. But so it's kind of, I guess they're more on you guys' side. I know that I am very much on the outside with it.
I feel like at the end of the day, I'm going to have fun regardless if I ever never see you again or if I do talk to you again. So if the conversation is dry, I'm going to make it fun. if you're being mediocre with me, I'm still gonna have a blast. I actually enjoy getting to learn other people's, pick their brains and what they do for a living and all that shit, all that jazz, where you used to live or where you been to. I like that shit. So,
But you're still young. You're still young. I am old and jaded. It's a whole different situation for me. I don't need no more friends. I'm good. Like when you're young and you're fresh out of college, like, yeah, I get that. That was fun for me then. Now, like since I was like 28, 30, yeah, I was done.
I mean, it's a redundant thing. And I think now, like, this new generation has taken this dating thing to a new level. I
don't think it's redundant. I just think, like Bryce said, it's about what you're trying to experience. If you just want to meet people and go out and do different things, I think that's great. Like I said, I'm jaded. I'm not interested.
But you have people that come off as if like they can say, "Hey, I'm interested," and then do the whole dating thing. But it's like a phase. Like it's almost like how people say people want a relationship, but then when they get an actual relationship, they don't know what to do with it. I've this morning, as soon as I was thinking about the topics and stuff that we was gonna talk about today, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I'm looking at social media and I'm looking at things that have just been broadcasted in front of me. I think a lot of people find it more easier to flirt than to actually date. I don't know.
Oh God, yes.
Yes.
The hunt is always the best part.
That's the best part. But as soon as it's time to start dating that person that you flirt with, things start getting awkward. It's kind of like whoa.
Yeah, you gotta play put up or shut up then. Now it's okay, you was talking all this game, what's really good. So It's gotta be a mix. Like dating is I think one of the reasons that's why I think dating is weird.
Yeah, but
I feel like social media you can get past those.
I feel like you're looking for longevity. Things that should be discussed when you first meet. I do think what you do for a living should be discussed. I do think your living situation should be discussed. Do you live by yourself? You got roommates. You still live at home. You know what I mean?
He did say longevity. He said it's something that's gonna last for a minute, though.
Yeah,
if it's gonna last for a minute. Yes, all that needs to be discussed.
That needs to be discussed.
Okay, longevity. Okay, I'm trying to keep it in my mind. Longevity.
I think children should be discussed on the first date too, but some people.
If you're on that longevity thing and you're trying to build a relationship, then yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
See, now I get where Bryce is. Okay, because now it's playing a trick in my head because even if it is a short term situation or it's a situation where it may be just a fling,
right?
If it comes to something like a STI. Or anything dealing with like HIV or something of that sort, if we're going to be, in contact with each other in that type of sense, I do feel like that conversation kind of needs to be had at the beginning, and that don't have anything to do with longevity. I think it just more so has to do with me being transparent and honest with you being transparent and honest with me before we get down to get real raunchy and there's nut and stuff flying everywhere. I need to know this stuff. You know what I mean? So,
so that brings us to the next question.
I do think STI disclosure is important. If we just gonna fuck, then yes, it should be discussed before we have sex. Now, with the longevity thing, I would say third date, because usually when people disclose their status to me, it's on the third date. And we haven't had sex at this point yet. This is our third time meeting each other, and then they pull me aside, they give me that long, like, I really like you. We have fun. But, they be like, I have herpes, or they be like, I'm HIV positive, undetectable, and then you just sit there, you be like, oh, okay, that's nice.
So do you really?
Huh? Say it, please say it. Go ahead.
That's a lot of information for somebody you just about to smash, bro.
It is.
In and out. Like, I don't even want to know your last name, but you want me to give you. I don't understand.
No, I need to know your name. If we about to get it poppin', I need to know your name.
We're not getting involved. We haven't sex. We're not getting involved.
I need to know your name. I can't.
Let's just keep it a buck.
Let's keep it a buck.
Let's keep it a buck. In the midst, when you around somebody and something about to go down like that, 9 times out of 10, your first instinct is not to ask, "Hey, baby, did you just have an STD?" Like, I don't want to know. That's not the first thing that comes to mind. It's like, okay, pull your pants down. Like, let's go ahead and get to it. I don't want to know any of that just yet. But then again,
I mean, I'm really big on safe sex and condoms and shit. So I feel like if I'm taking all the proper precautions, then I don't need all that. I don't need that. I'm good.
Sex, though. A lot of people don't like condoms. Let's be hello.
Guess what? Those are not my people. Guess what?
No,
they will not be riding this ride.
Right? If I ask you when's the last time you be tested, and you say December, it's a dub.
Hold on, it's a comment. Let me read a comment. It's a comment on here from my brother Ray. He said, if you got some shit, you better let me know before we smash, because I'm gonna figure out exactly what. I guess he was saying exactly who and what it came, what you had and who it came from.
Who it came from?
Yeah. So
that's why.
I mean, there are some things that are obvious, like if you have sores, warts, there are things that are just like, what's the blue spot type shit. That's different.
So if you do discover that you have an STD or STI, do you go to the last person you have sex with and ask them, do they have something? Do you let them know that you have something? How would you go about that? Do you ask, when's the last time you tested? Or do you say to them, I got something, I think you should get tested? Like, how do
Was it a smash and grab?
Mm-hmm.
I
might have to just take that L, bro.
But I feel like that's how a lot of STDs, but this is me. I feel like that's how a lot of STDs and that's how kind of like HIV and stuff is spread it, because people aren't transparent about some stuff like that we should be having these discussions about before, sexual intercourse and things like that. Now, have we had these discussions and not been so horny and been so ready just to have sex? I feel like a lot of things could have been possibly prevented. Speaking on my behalf, conversations were not had with previous people that I may have had sex with, and I found out things, or I found out things about myself, and I was a little shocked because it was like I didn't take the time to take that. I didn't have that conversation. I've just been honest. At that point in my time in my life, I was just, hey baby, let's just do it. You know what I mean? Like,
I've always been a very, 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 very stringent person with the guys that I slept with when it came to condoms. That's why I don't really, I'm just like, look, all that shit is cute, but how about we take this Trojan man out, okay? Let's do something. I hear what you're saying, Sean, about transparency and all that, but I think that also kind of boils down to the whole stigma issues with talking about sex and sleeping with more than one person. Like, that's a whole nother thing to fuck.
And even condoms have their own stigma, because you pull out a condom on somebody and their face is like...
automatically something like,
you
got something?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Don't be a straight female and have a bag of condoms that you pull out on a dude.
Wow.
They look at you like you a sex worker all day long. Like, why you got condoms? Having sex? Is that not what we was gonna do?
Protecting myself.
So you
didn't come prepared?
I'm gonna read some comments, y'all.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
They said, listen, if you have symptoms, especially in the genital area, like burning the sores, now he cussed, y'all. He said, but you know if you got something before you start playing. I can't stand gay boys with warts. They'll let you spread their cheeks and act like they ain't know it was there. Regina said, is it rude to ask for papers on them? And
no.
Ray said, some people wait until it gets too bad and think it'll just go away. No, take your ass to the ER. Expeditiously.
I don't think it's rude expeditiously. You want to make sure that you're having a healthy sex life. So yeah, like I said, if it's June and you telling me the last time you've been tested was December and you had sexual partners in between, it's a dub. Like, why you not getting tested?
I mean, but I'm not planning on going raw on a hit and run, so I don't need all that.
I still don't care if we're using condoms. I still need to know when's the last time you've been tested.
Really?
I'm a thorough bitch. I don't have time for that.
It's no shade.
Now I have a soror who, when she dates guys and they decide to become whatever, she takes them and gets them tested with her. Like, they go in and she watches the shit go down. Everyone else.
If you want to stop using condoms, we could go get tested together.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's a whole different jam. Now, if
Yeah.
that's what we want to do, we made that decision, then yeah, it's very smart to go ahead and go get tested because everybody needs to know what the fuck is going on.
It's all about having that conversation now. Just having that open
But that's the
dialogue.
whole part of communication. Now, do
Yeah.
you have that conversation in the beginning when you discuss expectations, or do you wait to have that conversation?
A conversation like what, condoms and STIs, or
Yeah. Like, okay,
at
say
the
this is not a
beginning?
smash and grab. It's somebody you met, y'all done gone on a couple dates, y'all done had sex once or twice, y'all know it's cool, y'all are compatible. So now y'all are kicking it and you like, well, I really would like to do this more, but shit, condoms is expensive and shit, bruh.
Yes. And niggas think they slick because you have round one with a condom and they try to start round two without, they try to slide in without one. You be like, wait, hold up. Wait a minute.
The best one is when you're in the middle of sex and they try to slide the condom off and think you're not gonna notice.
I've been there before. I had to punch a dude in the chest. What you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Kick them down the stairs.
See, okay. Y'all know I'm very transparent. I gotta be the eyeball of the group. I'm one. I really don't like condoms.
Most people don't.
Most people don't.
I'd rather go into a situation saying, "Hey, listen, this is what it is. you have the option of dealing with the situation or not. This as well as I. We're gonna do this, or we're not gonna do it. Like, especially if I know, just like Patricia said, if it's gonna be something that I feel like we done been on a couple dates, and now we vibing with each other. And it's like, okay, listen, baby. Boom, I'm about to go ahead and just give it to you at this point because now my feelings involved. Like now I feel like my feelings are getting involved to the point where I'm even telling you this. So
right.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you this much information. I'm gonna let you, make the decision whether or not you want to deal with this. But if like you said earlier too, if it's gonna be like a little smash and go, like, I mean, hey baby, pull that condom out, let's do what we do and just go. Like I'm not about to say explain my life to you.
I'm not gonna talk to you tomorrow.
I use condoms, but I had instances where we already had sex, and then they tell me after the fact that we had sex that they're undetectable, even though we still use the condom. But it's still like you could have told me that before then. You know what I mean?
I think that's a comfortability issue too. You have to. There's a certain, and that's why I asked when do you talk about STIs, because you have to be ready to trust that person with that information. The next topic, Bryce, is going to be the confidentiality. How do you know that whenever you tell this person this information, after it's all over, your shit's not getting ready to be out here in the street?
Mm-hmm. So, Rashawn, me and you were talking, and I disclosed to you my status, but you say you don't want to go further with it after that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you see me talking to your friend. Do you tell your friend about my status, or do you give me the chance to tell your friend about my status?
See, I'm the friend that's not. I don't feel as though it's my responsibility for you to be having that. If you're gonna deal with that person, you need to have that conversation. Regardless of what I know or what somebody may have told me, it might not even be accurate. So I don't want to go based off what I may know or what somebody else may have told me. Even if you did disclose it to me yourself and you told me out your mouth, it's not my responsibility to go out and tell the world. You disclosed to me something that you wanted me to confide in you with. So I don't feel as though I need to be out here spreading your business. Now, if somebody else need to talk to you and they want to know your business, you need to be telling them. I ain't about to make no faces, make no suggestions like, oh, girl, y'all know how these girls are. Oh, girl, I heard she got the tea, girl. Like, some stuff going on, girl. I ain't the one to gossip. But, TT and such and such told me back in the day that I don't like stuff like that. I don't like that. That's when it becomes messy at that point and people start to spread different. And that's when that whole stigma thing comes in because people are scared to talk about it. And that's why because of stuff like that. So.
And then now you got the whole side of the revenge shit as well. I think that's become very popular when you break up or when the relationship is no longer and you feel some type of way, then you feel like you can just go out and put people's mess everywhere. And I think that's unfortunate that we as people can't respect each other enough not to put your personal business out there just because y'all not together or whatever the reason may be. Why would you out someone like that? That to me, that is more dangerous because of the stigma surrounding a lot of STIs. If the wrong person's shit gets out there, you don't know how they're gonna handle that. You're not gonna know that can send them into an overdose, into suicide, into manic behavior. You really don't know where that could go from there. It could go a lot of places that are not necessarily good.
So let's say in the past you had a treatable STI. Do you disclose that you ever had syphilis in the past?
Stuff like that. See, that's I feel like that's just too. That's if you took care of it.
I feel like if it's treated, then that's not something that you really need to have a whole discussion about. If you've already gone and just kind of like with HIV, I feel like if you're undetectable, that's a personal choice whether or not you disclose. I feel like now that we have advanced enough in medicine for that to be a thing, I feel like that should be a personal choice. STIs, like, unless it's herpes.
That's a chronic. It's not it's not curable.
Right. It's chronic and it's only transmittable in outbreaks. So unless you're sitting there with some shit on some shit here, then
and what bothers me is the fact of just being within the community, seeing things on social media and seeing how people do health reads or how they go about, oh, she's sick and she got this and she got that and she's a girl, you positive and I've seen people using that in arguments and stuff. That's supposed to be some type of like
a read
or something. That's late to me. I'm sorry. That is health reads are so late because if there's multiple things that you can do now to go get help with those health things. Even regardless if it's HIV, if it's an STD that's treatable, you can go get help with those things. So I don't see why people are reading about something that can be taken care of. Now, what you need to be reading about is the fact of how you didn't go get tested or you don't know your status and you want to read and sit and talk about the next girl. I don't like people like that. If you ain't never been tested, you don't know what's going on with yourself, don't be trying to read the next person about their status. At least they took the time out to go get help in any form of fashion. So I hate that in my community. I wish they would stop doing that. And I see it a lot. It's a black on black thing. I see a lot on social media. I haven't really seen, I don't have a lot of Caucasian friends on social media like that, but it's really a lot of black on black people that I see doing that in the gay community. And it pisses me off, y'all. It really makes me mad just even talking about it because I seen it happen earlier today. Like,
and I also want to talk about disclosing past relationships. So let's say back in the day, Michelle, me and you dated for 3 years and then we separated. Now I'm dating Patrice. Do you feel, Patrice, do you feel like it's important for you to tell Patrice that me and you dated for 3 years and now that me and Patrice are dating?
I mean, you friends? We hang out every day.
Are we friends?
Yeah.
Yes.
Me and Patrice.
Then we should already know that. Should already know that.
Yeah. If we our friends, I should already be in the mix.
That's true.
Unless there's stuff going on where y'all keeping it from me, y'all trying not to tell me, and I didn't visually see it myself, and I overheard it or heard from someone else, then that's when it becomes messy.
Yeah, I think that.
Go ahead, Patrice.
So, in my experience, people don't handle body counts well. They feel some type of way when they see, I don't know if it's because I'm a female or just somebody that they wanted to be with that they perceive being some type of way, or if your number is higher than theirs and they get upset or they feel inadequate. So I'm not disclosing any past.
You know what, because once upon a time not long ago in 2017, I was out with the person I was currently seeing, and I seen an old friend. The old friend spoke to me and gave me a hug. The current guy didn't like that. So on the ride back home, I got that good old, hey, did y'all fuck question? And I had to really sit there and ask myself, should I answer this honestly? Or should I be like, no, that's just my friend, like, wait.
Oh, if they ask me, I'm shooting them the real shit.
And see, that's what I think people are not ready for. I think when people have a conversation, you start talking about like, they start, how many people have you had sex with? How many boys have you? And you sit there, you be like, well, I can literally say over 30 people I know I don't have sex with, over 30. And they like, oh, that's a lot. Baby, listen. I know people
I'm sorry.
over 60 people, and I don't even judge them. Do your thing,
No,
mama.
girl, I know people that take 9 dicks a day. I can't.
But I'm not getting ready to hate on you about it.
I'm not gonna
Get
hate
it how
on
you
it,
live.
Do your
but
thing. Like,
you're not about to talk about me and my 25 people. Like, so.
And what does that affect anyway? Just because somebody said, "Oh, like I have more sexual partners than you," does that make you a hoe, or does that make me supposed to view you different because you have more sexual partners than me? Am I supposed to view you
In a lot of ways, yes, because you still have people that think that sex is something that's supposed to be special between two people that are in love instead of just another physical act like exercise or eating.
Yeah. So, do you think it's also important to disclose that you're still in communication with your ex? You and your ex are friends, and now you're pursuing somebody new, and the person that you're pursuing is not comfortable with that.
Oh, I don't have a problem with that. I'm friends with all my exes. Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm friends with all my exes.
Opposite.
Get to it.
Sorry.
Tell me.
Total opposite. And I don't expect the person that I'm talking to not be friends with their ex. I'll let you, if I see the relationship between them two is a little touchy, feely, or I feel like something's still there, I'm going to speak up on it and I'm going to say something. Now, if it's just like y'all just see, like, no matter if I ain't even gonna lie, I do have one ex. We just speak on social media. He'll write me randomly and say, "Hey," I'll write him and say, "Hey, just checking on you." That's it. It ain't no open door conversation for us to start talking about mamas and daddies and what your cousin them was doing. None of that. It very much is, hey, boom, boom, we go about our day. Totally fine with that, and I'm very open about that. Yes, one of my exes do reach out to me. They still talk to me, but that's it. I don't talk to anybody else. I don't have
I don't talk to them on a regular basis, but I mean, we're on decent terms. I don't have a problem speaking to them if I see them.
I'm friends with one of my
right,
and I want to keep them around for a long time. So I feel like whoever I'm dating, I don't know if they should be comfortable, because I feel like I'm a hypocrite. I'm not comfortable with you being friends with your exes, but I like this friendship I have with my ex, and I don't.
But is that an insecurity? Is that an insecurity? Because I got told that before.
It is.
It is.
But you also have to do what it doesn't. How you feel is how you feel, and nobody can tell you how you feel is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the reasons why, how you feel is how you feel.
Absolutely.
So that's something that you can work through if you feel that way. But the causes doesn't mean that it's not real.
Yeah. And what about meeting the family? Has you ever met somebody's mom on accident? Because I have.
I refuse.
No.
I met somebody's mom on accident.
I purposely make excuses not to. I don't want. I don't want nobody. I don't want to meet.
I don't want to meet them.
Yeah.
I feel like unless we're getting married or we've been in a long-term relationship, there's no reason for me to meet your family. For what? We're dating.
Yeah.
We're dating, bro.
Because as soon as something happened and go wrong, because now we just talking, but as soon as something go wrong, your family know about me. They don't met me. Now everybody hate me. Now everybody mad. Now everybody mad at Sean. They don't even know me. They just know what the person told them. You know what I mean? I don't like stuff like that. So people gotta learn to separate. When you just dealing with a person and you just talking to them, let it just be that. Don't try to be don't have that large expectation on a small situation.
Yeah,
it makes it difficult.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I'm gonna read some comments.
Rowdy Rick said, "Nah, fam, I got one ex in prison. If he wasn't, I hate to be friends with him. He don't take no, Lord.
He'll take no for an answer, baby." He said, "No." Well, Regina said she got not an ex for a special reason. Regina, no. Thank you, Jermaine. We try to have very honest discussions. We really do.
Roddy Rich also said, he said you got seasoned experience. I guess that's during the conversation about having a large body count or whatever the case may be.
Christopher Cooper said, "I think that's irrelevant info. My body count has nothing to do with my future with you. Shit, my business. LOL.
I can't control your past. I cannot
control your past either. I can't control what you do now.
We're talking about the present of what's going on right now. Now you need to worry about how many body counts you're gonna have from now of me meeting you to the time of however long we're gonna have this duration of being whatever we have going on.
But that determines the tone of our relationship. Are we monogamous or are we open?
Either way, ain't none of your business.
Agreed. Agreed.
No,
we kicking it.
no.
We're not in
And we're in an open
no shit.
relationship. And I want to know the other people that you like when we're in an open relationship.
Well, that's different because when you're in an open relationship, it's all about communication.
Let you know who I'm sleeping with. Like I'm interested in this person.
Yeah.
Open
relationships are a whole different kind of game. You kind of have to have that because you're doing so many other things. So you kind of have to have that going on. And it's all about
because I think people misconstrue what an open relationship is and think like you could just do whatever you want and come back home. But open relationship means open communication. No. So you got to discuss with your partner.
Hey, I'm about to link up with such and such and do my thing. Hey, boom.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay with that. Not, oh, I'm about to sneak off and go sleep with such and such and come back like nothing happened and lay in the bed with you. And then you find out later, a couple days later, and now you mad at me because I didn't have that open communication with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The secret to success is communication with those relationships. It has to be. It has to happen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, speaking of disclosure, what if you dating somebody that is a sex worker that does like OnlyFans or something, and your friends come to you about it because they don't like it? How would you defend that person to your friends?
Ain't none of your motherfucking business, bitch.
Who business is it?
Last time I checked, I was fucking that motherfucker, not you.
And whose business is it? Mind the business.
Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane, baby.
That
sounds like somebody that wants to have sex with them. That's what that sounds like.
I've met
people. Tell me.
Huh?
Why would you be mad about somebody's job? This is how they get their money.
And
if I met this person and understood and knew that and still pursued a relationship, and if I'm happy, I'm gonna need you to back that bus up, bitch. No, that's stupid.
That's facts. I'm leeching off that. I'm saying the same thing. I'm saying the same thing. Like no, don't mind the business that pays you first of all, because what I got going on over here ain't got nothing to do with you. So if I choose to indulge in the situation after somebody don't been so transparent, honest with me, and told me, hey, I got an OnlyFans, and I still chose to deal with that, you have no room to judge, because then nobody say nothing about the man you was fucking when you was sitting there sucking on him and he had a boyfriend, and you back here running telling me.
Mm-hmm. Alex said, I've been dating this guy for a minute. Now he has met my mom because if I'm always around him, she wanted to know who I'm spending all this time with. Yes. Also depends. I think it depends on the type of relationship you have with your parents.
Yeah.
Me and my mother are close. And she act like she don't care what I'm doing, but she cared too much.
My friend, who you with?
If I tell her where I'm going, she be like, "Why you telling me you grown?" But if I leave the house, she be like, "Where you at?" No, I'm grown. Remember?
I tell my friend, who you with? My friend. Who the people in the background? My friend.
My friend.
I ain't giving you no names, no specifics, because it's not giving that. The last person I brought home to her, she didn't like him. So no. And we good on that. We good.
See, she never likes the ones I want her to like.
Really?
But it's not for your parents to like who you're in a relationship. That has nothing to do with your parents. That's why. That's why I don't understand. Why would you take someone that you like, that you're dating, home for approval from somebody else?
Right.
I've never, for the life of me, understood that.
Because if I'm dating you, I would like to get along with your family.
You can still get along with them when you meet them at the appropriate time.
See, but that's when this part comes in, Bryce. Everybody doesn't have to like you, but they have to
respect
you. They have to respect you.
Absolutely right.
So the fact of me going into a situation with somebody's family who don't like me, you don't gotta like me. And this is the part that gets me. The family members and your mom and your daddy, I want you to be so happy. I want you to go out there and find love and find someone that's gonna, be there with you and can find you. So now I found that. But you don't like the person. Who the hypocrite? Like I found that. I'm telling you, this is in front of me. This is what who I want to be with. Why is that a problem? Why does my family have to be accepting of you for me to love you or for me to continue to want to be with you? Like, no.
For you to be happy.
Yeah, we're not playing those games.
Now, so this leads us to our next question. Are there things that should never be shared in a relationship?
In a relationship.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey.
I was just gonna say back I was just gonna stay backstage just to hear and everything. But
I know
hey,
I'm messy.
Hey,
Hey,
you
I'll
you're
take you
very
out now.
messy.
I don't know. I don't know what. I don't know what is something that I wouldn't want to share. I don't. I'm very open.
So let's. So I'm gonna throw some things out, and you tell me now. We're gonna have three different scenarios. We're gonna have a. We just started dating. We've been dating a week scenario.
Okay.
We've been dating for 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
and we've been married for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, of course, I would think that we've been dating for 2 weeks. There would be things that you wouldn't share.
Yeah. Like, yeah, it's too soon.
Too soon?
More time. Yeah, it's too soon.
You
But
need more
what
time?
would it be
Because,
like?
y'all like to have this open conversation in the beginning, so I'm trying to see where y'all, are we disclosing STI status? Are we disclosing job, income? What are we talking about?
This may sound
You
petty,
can know my
but
job, but you don't even know how much I make because I'm not gonna ask you how much you make.
I wish somebody would. I wish you would ask. Do you plan on paying a bill or something? Is there a reason why you asking these income questions? Because I'm trying to figure it out.
No,
But this is only the second week.
Wait. Because dude from Texas, I did ask him how much he made. He makes good money.
You asked that?
I did. He answered.
So this, okay, so something that I feel like, wait, no, let me answer the question because I've been trying to answer the question. Wait. So I feel like something, it may sound weird to everybody, but like something that I really don't genuinely share like within 2 weeks. When somebody asks me what kind of guy I like, I don't really like to share that because I don't want you to try to be that person that I'm telling you that I like. I don't want to be like, oh, what kind of guy you like? Oh, I like guys that's like this, and I want them to be open-minded, and I want them to, and then you start trying to portray those characteristics when that's really not you. You just doing it because you like me. So you're trying to fit in with me, and it's not really working. It's forced at that point. So I try to wait and just go ahead. I'll let that blend out. I ain't gonna tell you what it is for the first 2 weeks. I'm gonna try to figure it out.
Okay, so 6 months.
What's up?
We've been dating for 6 months. We are sexually active. We're having a great time. Everything is going swimmingly. What are you telling? What are you not telling?
Oh.
No, what's your credit score? No.
I got good credit. I need to know. I need to know that because my credit score is good. I need to know what's yours because I got good credit.
So that's a conversation you would have in 6 months?
No.
So I'm assuming that 6 months and y'all were sleeping together, you would have had an STI conversation if you had any active STIs.
Heck yeah.
Okay, so that's one thing you would have disclosed.
We're not still using condoms.
That also comes down to trust, but okay, I'm okay with that.
What is
for
it?
me? 6 months. You said we was already being sexually active, right?
Right.
See, but at that 6 month mark, I kind of feel like for me, I'm starting to feel more comfortable with you now.
Right.
I'm starting to be more open with you. So I wouldn't 6 months. I wouldn't have not told you already my like sexual fantasies and desires. I wouldn't tell you those
your
things.
Fetishes.
Yeah, my fetishes. I wouldn't tell you those things just yet. Before.
Okay. All right.
I wait till
so
at least a year in.
I'm a show.
Ooh. At 6 months, you would ask why him and the ex broke up. That's hardcore.
I think that's good.
I would ask that the first 2 weeks.
I'm gonna ask that the first. Yeah, let's go back the first 2 weeks. Why you and your ex break up? What happened to your last relationship?
Why does that matter? Why would you care about that?
And I found out that he cheated on his ex, and they were together for 9 years, and that's why they're not together because he cheated. So what does that say about us in the future?
Nothing.
I was like, oh, he's about to cheat again. I had those same like.
I don't trust.
I don't feel like your past relationship status or why you were or were not together has anything to do on future and or actual relationships at the time. But some people do.
So because you're gonna hear the same excuses anyway. He cheated.
I just don't see the point. I think that can create suspicion. Just like you talked about, you found out he had been cheating, and that's why the relationship was over. And I think that creates a level of stigma and suspicion to the relationship that it doesn't need because it's still new. You know what I mean? Okay, so at 6 months now, let's try. Where are we at? Let's do.
Regina.
It's been 2 years.
Regina said, "That's how many baby mamas
he had."
That is something you need to ask early. You do need to find that out early.
I want to know: are we living together?
It's 2 years. You just got engaged.
Oh,
it's 2 years. You just got engaged.
So 2 years. I want to talk about us living together. I want to talk about us renting together or buying together.
2 years and we engaged. You know everything. You know just about everything. There's nothing that I feel like at that point should we engage.
Yeah, I should know how much you make, your credit score.
At that point, I'm already.
Why your uncle in jail? All of that.
All your sexual fetishes. I met the family. All of that. So you were telling us, if you had a felony from 10 years ago where you was stealing shit and swiping checks, is you gonna tell this motherfucker? Because you still got a warrant in 2 states.
Yeah, because I want children. If you have a felony, you can't adopt kids. Like, it's hard.
Those things need to be. I would have had that conversation sooner. Sooner than a year. I mean, sooner than 2 years.
Yes.
Most definitely, because I also want to be able to buy or rent a house, and I don't want that to be. I don't want your record to affect what we can and can't.
But that's also the reason why a lot of people hide those things. Because depending on those charges, let's say, for instance, if you were in high school and you were a senior in high school and you dated a freshman, there's a good chance that you will be 18 and that freshman is not. If you have sex and the parents find out, they can press charges for statutory rape. You are now stuck with a sexual offense charge for the rest of your fucking life for doing absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
This will keep you from getting jobs. This will keep you from getting loans. This will keep you from being able to live in certain neighborhoods.
Yep.
So if you left that state, got your name changed and all that good shit, and it's not attached to that, do you share that information?
Yes.
This is I'm being real honest with y'all.
There's a couple in New York. They've been married for 45 years. And before he married her, he escaped jail, went to New York and changed his name. It finally caught up to him. He's now in legal trouble. He finally disclosed to her that he was an ex-convict that ran away from jail. So now she's decided she still want to be with him or not, because basically their 45 years is a lie. Everything
is a lie, but it's not a lie.
From his name to where he actually is from, to where he actually was born.
But the relationship and the life that they built for those years is real. He was there. He did put in that time. That relationship was real. What you call someone is not a definition of who they are.
I wouldn't even judge. Being in being in a previous situation where I was in a relationship with someone who was very fraudulent, that had a history of being a felon and doing some scamming things that weren't, I didn't think were the most appropriate things to be doing at the time. We had a discussion at the beginning of the beginning of the relationship. It took about a year for him to really open up and tell me what it was that he was doing, because I was wondering where the money was coming from. I wanted to know. But being that he told me what it was and he was upfront with me, I didn't judge him based, and I was on some Bonnie and Clyde type shit at that time. So I was like, I'm gonna ride with you, but you have to stop this. Like, we gotta. I'm nervous.
For me, it depends on what you went to jail for. If you went to jail for drugs, I really don't care. Murder, rape,
white collar crimes, you good with?
Yes. No.
You know what?
I mean,
you want a bad check? I mean, okay, whatever, it's okay.
I mean, I'm not mad. I think that it's a very gray line. I think I understand both sides of the story. I had friends in high school who got hit with statutory rape charges, and their lives. I saw somebody lose a football scholarship. Like, I mean, it can be very bad, you know. And so I can get why people would do that. I think for me, if I was in that situation, it would hurt more than anything from a trust standpoint, that you didn't trust me enough or believe that I loved you enough to be able to confide in me. I think that would have been my biggest issue with something like that. I don't think it would be an automatic, oh, I'm calling the cops, you're going to jail. But I do think it would be a counseling moment. We would definitely be going to some therapy after that, bitch.
Yeah. Finding necessary help. You know what I mean?
Communication help.
Okay.
So now let's go into 2 years. We're married. This is our second year of marriage.
Okay.
If you don't know everything from what time I go to the bathroom in the morning to how loud I snore when I'm drunk, then you might want to ask yourself some questions.
Patricia, say that again. Say that again.
I'm saying.
Baby, listen.
Because at this point, we have been together over 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, if you are still in a relationship where you live with somebody every day, sleep beside that same person every day, and you don't know basic shit,
you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised.
It saddens me.
You'll be surprised. There's a lot of people who are in marriages like that.
When is your anniversary date? They don't know their anniversary date. Simple stuff. Like little small stuff that you should be learning within your relationship within that period of time. Like,
not only that, it's the mundane things. Like when you have been with somebody for a long time, you know how they eat food. You know what food they won't eat. You know how they look when they start getting drunk. You know how they look when they fucking wasted.
No shade.
These are things that you are going to know, because if you take the time to know your partner, they will be obvious. But you're right, Bryce. Everybody is not like that, but everybody gets married for different reasons.
It's scary.
Convenience and money make a big difference in a lot of people's lives.
You know.
Now that brings me to
what? What is something that I wouldn't share?
It's hard because you.
Some things
it's kind of like being
some things you gotta take to the grave.
You said who?
Some things you gotta take to the grave. They just gotta stay between you and God.
And the wall. And the wall. Yeah.
Now, past things that I may have done that, to me, I feel like I didn't need to share, I will take to the grave with me. Now, I'm not gonna say that I don't need to share it. I just didn't feel obligated to share it because I didn't feel like it was just something to go out and blabber out. Like, especially if I know it's gonna affect the person, make them look at me or view me very differently at that point. Because I say, hey, listen, back in
I definitely don't think you have to share everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It doesn't have to be let me open up this book and let you read it.
Yeah. If
you ask, I'll tell you. But if it's not pertinent to what we got going on, then no.
Quash it.
No.
We're not having.
So let's say you are right before you got engaged. You're at your 2-year mark, and he's like, well, I really want to go this next step with you in our relationship, but there are some things I want to tell you that I haven't told you. And I'm really hoping that since we've grown and blah, 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 that you'll be okay with these things.
Oh my nerves, listen. I would listen first.
Yeah, I'm listening.
So I'm going to give you some examples. Let's say, first one he tells you is, well, I've had herpes for 10 years.
Okay. Did you take care of it? Did you go get treated for it? Are you on meds for it? Ask those questions. That's the questions I'll be asking next.
I'm off and on my meds. I typically only take something if I have a breakout.
Whoa. You gonna take it only if you have a breakout?
I'm just trying to give you a for example.
Oh, so wait, so we not. I'm gonna say wait. So we're not gonna take it every day. We're not gonna take it every day. Wait,
DeMarcus, we've been together for 4 years.
DeMarcus, come on, DeMarcus.
And you had herpes for 10, and you just now telling me, and now you tell me you don't take a medicine. You gotta out. DeMarcus, meet me outside. I want to show you something. I want to show you something real fast. Come meet me outside. I want to show you something real quick. I want to show you something real quick. I can't.
Just something real quick.
Real quick.
No,
I don't know how I would feel betrayed. Like you couldn't tell me that.
We done did stuff together.
And then, but you know what? People always hit you with that. Well, if I would have told you, you would have never loved me. And I'm like, girl,
that's bullshit. That's the excuse.
Bullshit.
That's the excuse. Okay.
Because you didn't give me the option to deal with the situation. You just dragged me right on in with you, didn't you?
Yeah, that is okay. So here's the second one.
Mm-hmm.
You've been together 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about moving on in your relationship. They wanted to build a family and move on with you. They hit you with the so I got a 9-month-old baby.
Hey, DeMarcus,
we gay. So where this baby at?
That don't mean nothing.
I got drunk one night and I was at my homegirl crib and shit just got weird.
Hey, baby.
You abandoned me. I don't live here anymore. No, you gotta go. You gotta go.
Listen,
it's done. It's done.
So about kids. So I've had a situation where I was talking to someone before and they didn't tell me at first that they had kids. And it was a guy, of course. All gay guys haven't always been gay. They may have had a previous lifestyle or either maybe bisexual, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying this for everybody that's in the comments and stuff too, because some people be expecting gay boys not to have kids, or gay men not to have kids. Mm-hmm. But at that time he had a 6-year-old when we were in a conversation or whatever he was doing. But he didn't tell me up front. He didn't tell me until after, like it was like maybe 4 months down the line when he really got comfortable with me enough to tell me. Because I would wonder, like, he would say he had to go out of town and do something, and I would always think, he's sneaking in line or whatever the case may be. When he was going out of town, he was going to be with his child. Initially, when he told me, and it was a shorter period amount of time that we were talking, I did take offense to it because I felt like it was something that he should have told me. That was me being selfish. And I was like, okay, maybe, you should have told me this up front so I can choose not to deal with the situation. But after hearing his story and the reason why he didn't tell me up front, it made sense.
If the child is older than our relationship, I wouldn't care because that was before me. But we've been together for 2 years and you have a 9-month-old.
Like you did that while we was.
Yeah, but now we've been together for 2 years. You have a 6-year-old. That was before me.
But he didn't say anything about it until later. So you still okay with that though? As long as it was before your relationship started. What if he says, we've been together 2 years. I got 4 kids, and I'm in child support court, and I paid him $2,000 a month in child support.
Oh, it's a dub.
I've been hiding this from you.
We got nothing to talk about. You need to go take care of your kids. Don't worry
First of all, our rent not even $2,000. Let's start there.
And that's why, because he can't afford that. But y'all been together, y'all in love, but he forgot to tell you about these kids that he had and this,
You can't forget about your children.
Oh, he don't forget about them. He pay that shit. You just don't know he got them.
I'm good.
That
at that point, attention is really not focused on me at that point.
I don't want no oopsie babies, none of that.
I don't want to be no step parent. I don't want to be nobody that's coming in financially.
I don't have a problem being a step parent, but it wouldn't hurt my feelings if you had a child and you didn't feel comfortable enough to tell me. And then it would hurt my feelings a lot if you had a baby out on me while we together. So we've been together for 2 years. You got a 9-month-old. It's a dub. We've been together for 2 years, and you have a 6-year-old. Why wasn't you comfortable enough to tell me you had a child?
Let's have that discussion. Let's talk about that.
Because I don't have a problem with kids. I personally don't. I don't have a problem with children.
I
I'm
just
not
don't want
about
to
to
date
sit
no one with
here and-
kids. I won't date with nobody with kids right now. I just feel like for me, I'm selfish with attention. I'm just being honest. I ain't with it.
I just don't like them.
I feel like I like the kids more than I like you, and if you treat them a certain way I don't like, I'm say it. But I'm not their parents, so I can't say nothing. Like I'll be like, don't talk.
But see, that's also a trap that a lot of people who have children use on people that they date, because the people will love the children and really not be into the person anymore, but they stay there because of the kids. They love the kids and they want to make sure the kids are okay. Right. So I think children are a different kind of conversation.
Yes.
It's that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, but I would never be mean to a child because the child didn't do it to me. You did.
Yeah.
It depends on if it's a badass kid or not.
That's true. Down somewhere.
But I was nice to my step parents.
Well, these little niggas out here now ain't got no home training.
Lord, I love my stepmama. Shoot.
Chicken nugget French fries.
She took me everywhere. I was out with her family. I was the only black kid in the pictures.
He said he got all of that. All of that.
So, but no,
okay.
I just feel like if something pops up that you weren't comfortable enough to tell me, I just want to know what's within you that wasn't comfortable enough to tell me, or what type of energy have I put out towards you to make you feel like that I wouldn't be accepting of that.
Yeah. And I get that. I totally get that. I just wanted to play devil's advocate a little bit about some of the different things that could come up further along that I've heard of that have happened further along.
But to end it off, I definitely feel like some things have to be taken to the grave. But there should be a lot of things that if you have a partner for a while, that they should know about you, or you should know about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will wrap mine up in just, if it's like we said at the beginning, if it's going to be longevity in the situation, then go ahead and just be transparent with that person and just let them know what it is.
But you got to get to a point to where it is going to be longevity with that person.
Yeah. Definitely make sure you're both comfortable enough to have that conversation. Like, don't just go out and say, hey, you meet a person 2 days and you're really vibing with them because the conversation is going well. And Patrice, I can talk about this because I'm very transparent about myself. I come to her and say to her, hey, I met this person. Like, girl, I'm just so excited. The conversation's going out great. And she'll just slow me down real quick and catch me right in my tracks. Hey, listen, Buddha.
Regina said, what if a guy is married, but he don't tell you? See.
That's not my problem. That's his wife's problem.
That's not my
it's done.
Not my working, not my show.
We done.
It's not my problem.
I keep my legs close to married men.
Oh, I don't have a problem with married men. It doesn't have anything to do with me.
Yeah, I haven't ran into a married
if we just messing around, that's different. If we've been exclusively dating for like 2 years and I found out you got a whole ass spouse.
What? No. Married men have very specific movement. They're not going to be able to come and go like regular people. They will be on a schedule. It's not hard to figure out some other shit is going on.
Right.
And if you choose to ignore that, that's on you.
That's on you.
Now, I'm real big into red lights. When the red lights start flashing, you better pull that fucking brake
real quick.
You better get the hell
Don't make excuses. All right, you guys. It's been a little over an hour, and that's our time. We do want to thank you so much for joining us today on our conversation. When do you disclose personal information to new partners? It's been a great time, and I'm going to let everybody do their outros.
That's right, Kendra. Ass whooping.
Oh, Sean.
Power to the people, okay? Black Lives Matter. Y'all know I stand up for the cause. I'm going to go ahead and end this thing real quick. Y'all already know it's Sean, your peer outreach specialist with Raining with Crew. I specialize in harm reduction as it relates to substance use or substance abuse. So if you know anyone dealing with substance abuse, please send them my way. You can email me or call me at the number below. Please don't hesitate to reach out. And don't forget, y'all, I have condoms and lube for free if you need any.
All right.
Hey, everybody. I'm Bryce. I'm the parenting specialist at Rain. So my job is to help people navigate their care, whether they've been out of care for 6 months or more, or whether they're newly diagnosed. I also help you whatever crisis that you're experiencing at any time. And we also, all three of us, do testing. So if you want to have a rapid HIV or rapid Hep C testing, please contact us on the number below. And keep your legs closed to married man, please.
Oh, okay. I'm Patrice Marsh. I am the prevention case manager at RAIN. I enroll people into a prep program that offers case management that helps people get back in school, write resumes, get jobs, assistance with food, transportation, whatever you need to get you to a great place in life. We do also do healthy sexual conversations in the community. And like Sean said, we give out condoms, lube. I also give out Plan B. Ladies, if you need some, I think every lady needs some. Please contact me either in my inbox or call me on my number. I'll be happy to get you some. We are RAIN Outreach Team. I do want to thank everybody for
Gang, gang.
Being in here, and I hope you guys have a great night, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye. See you guys next time.